Thank you, bot. Appreciate that. Oh my god, Garrett's here. Kat's here. Oh wait. Accept request. Jeff and Rev were just here. Boom. Nice. Here we go. Hi. Hello.
Hello. Let me see if I can get my camera on.
Sure. Hi, mistress. Welcome.
Ew.
Hi, Garrett. Mistress is a new friend I met on here. Who wants this? Oh yeah. Wait, what? What's going on? Did I meet you? You meet yourself? I don't know. What's up, everyone? I'm Jocelyn. Welcome to Laugh with Jocelyn. This is a live storytelling podcast where comedians and friends come and share their cherry popping stories, their first time ever doing something. And obviously, they're going to be funny life stories, or at least I'll laugh because I laugh at most things. There's Jeff and Rev. Yay! So I don't know if Garrett wants to come up. Garrett, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
I don't know how to use this app. There we go. Okay. I'm getting used to this app a little bit. I'm
What's up, Rev?
Will my story be about right now?
This is so Garrett is equal to cackles on Clubhouse, Rev and Kat. I love his laugh. He doesn't hold back. And that's cool with me.
Okay. What's up, Cackles? I was trying to help the other
Garrett.
Oh, Garrett. Sorry, I was trying to help the other dude get off the stage. That's why. The other guy was stuck in the green room.
He's the Cackles version.
Garrett.
He's a version of Cackles, a friend that I met on Twitter, basically.
Cool. Okay.
So yeah. So
nice
basically, what was that boy band? It's we're all in this together.
I don't know.
You have a teenage daughter. She doesn't listen to boy bands?
I don't know.
So for those who don't know, I have ADHD, but I'm trying to learn to be more spontaneous and not be so planned, but I will keep us on track. Cool. So we're here today to talk about the first time you ever performed in front of people. And I don't come from an entertainment background at all whatsoever. My parents immigrated from the Philippines. And interestingly enough, they had me doing a lot of performing arts growing up as a kid. And in all honesty, one of the first times I ever performed in front of strangers was at a very young age, probably around the age of 5. How about you, Jeff? Do you come from an entertainment background, and were you ever forced to perform in front of strangers or your family as a kid?
Well, kind of. My father was a jazz musician. He wrote "Unchain My Heart," which is about heroin addiction. And my mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And my mom was kind of a hustler, and that's how she made her money. So it's a little different background. First time I performed, I emceed a Cub Scout show. My mom dressed me up as a female comedian, and that's how I started out. I was about 8 years old.
Wait, why would you? So many questions. Did she want you to be?
She dressed me up.
I don't know. I want to ask questions. I don't know if you have the answers.
Why did she do it?
What was that?
She probably thought it was funny.
Yeah.
She probably thought it was funny.
Do you have pictures?
Well, here's the thing. What was that, sir?
Do you have pictures?
Somebody has pictures.
Hey, what's up, man? Sorry to pull you from work. All right, you too, man.
Yeah, somebody's got pictures.
Oh, Laura! Laura's here! Yay! Laura made it. Look at us, full stage. This is very ADHD of me. So I wasn't sure who was gonna come through. But no, that's one thing though. Like I feel like there's some things that are inherently funny in mainstream media, and one of them is like men dressing up as women. I feel like somehow we're all just brainwashed to think that that is inherently funny, and the fact that your mother dressed you up as a female at the age of 8. Did she write your stand-up too, or did you have jokes at 8?
I think she wrote it, and people laughed. So there you go. But I'll never dress up as a
Do
woman
you remember?
again.
Do you remember anything?
I wouldn't dress up as a woman for $1
Okay.
million. That shit ain't never happening again.
$1 million?
Nah, I wouldn't do it for $1
$1
million. No.
I'd wear a bra for $1 million, maybe even a thong, honestly.
Yeah.
For $1 million?
No.
I mean, how long though? How long would it be?
If you had to do it
Not
for
for like a month.
8 minutes.
No. Uh-uh.
Like for a year? Like,
We're not going to go into the things that you would do for $1 million. Clearly, that list is very long. But so, Rev, how about you? Do you come from an entertainment background? Were you ever forced to perform in front of strangers as a kid? Rev?
oh, I didn't hear. Sorry, you were cutting out. What was that?
Oh, I know. I think my internet's gonna like be shoddy and spotty. But no, do you come from an entertainment background? And were you ever forced to perform in front of others as a child, as a kid?
No, there's no entertainment in my background. The first time I ever got on stage, I danced to the song by Soul for Real. Every little thing I do, like me and like 3 of my friends did it. It was like 6th grade or 7th grade, or 7th grade, and that was the first time I ever performed to anybody because, I had to get it out of me, and I could feel deep down I should have been in the group and I wasn't. So I feel like that was my first time being. I wasn't really forced though. I asked to do that. Like I wanted to do that.
Were parents involved, or no? Was it just like self-initiated?
No, somebody else's parents. They were involved. Like my mom went. I don't know if she was there when I actually performed, but she was there at one point. So I killed it.
For real, I actually love that band, Candy Rain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's it.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, that was the first time I was ever on stage.
I
You
guess
said
we can knock
forced,
out the
Jocelyn.
third. Well, no, not even forced, but just like because I was forced, or I felt forced, or maybe I didn't feel forced, or because I was like in classes, like as a child, like little like the activity, like it was kind of like one of those like dance, monkey dance. It's like, okay, yeah, I've been doing this, sure, this is what I'm supposed to do, yay! But I remember like getting like really like uneasy about it. But then again, it just became part of like what I did as a kid. I guess we'll go to the last boy we have here. Garrett, are you there, Garrett?
Yeah.
So, do you
Yeah,
come from an entertainment background?
Yeah, no, it's funny. I was just thinking about it. I haven't thought about it. I don't know if anyone's ever asked me in that particular way, but it's actually a yes. I grew up in a very musical family. My dad was a professional musician for 25 years. And so
That's right.
I don't even remember, probably about 5 or 6. Yeah, it was probably about 6. It was about first grade. I was forced to play instruments. And so that led to playing performances and recitals. And I ended up becoming the jazz drummer in elementary school. So I was just kind of just bred in a very musical family. My mom used to do like improv. We would go to these family camps and there'd be like improv or some kind of talent show. And yeah, pretty much my whole life. Yeah, I did any number of talent shows or different performances. Yeah, and it's honestly something that I got forced into and I remember not liking. I remember telling my parents, it's like, dude, like, I don't, whatever, and so I ended up faking a lot of instruments on stage and like as a 7-year-old, you know what I mean? As a very young child, right? But then I got on drum kit around 9, and that I fell in love with, and that's when I started getting to play in this little jazz band at elementary school, and that I loved that. That was when I started really getting into it.
They had a
Yeah.
jazz band in elementary school?
Yeah,
Well, that's cool.
like I said, I grew up in a very musical family, so it was. I don't even know, man. Like I grew up in the East Bay area, and
I grew up in the North Bay.
a lot of music programs when I grew up. I was in drumline all throughout high school. You know, like,
What
kind
city?
of jazz did you guys play?
well, we played really, really standard low end stuff. I mean, you're talking about like learning Under My Skin or learning, I don't know, really basic stuff. I don't even know if it would be considered like it was kind of like we were supposed to be learning jazz, but we were so young. It was like we would just play such simple things. Hard to remember some of those tracks. Yeah.
Okay, real quick. The other night, Garrett played the banjo.
Oh yeah.
And I was so enthralled by it for some reason. And I just remembered that, yeah, Garrett, I didn't realize you came from like an entertainment background though. I had no idea that, like, yeah, like,
my dad is actually
yeah, because I don't,
pianist
but
for Van Morrison on the first Warner Brother record, the second record. He toured Bonnie Raitt in '76.
Like Moondance? Like
He's
that?
actually
That
a
band
really
or something?
awesome career musician.
Where in the East Bay are you from?
I'm from Antioch,
Wow.
of all places.
Oh, shit.
Oh
I mean,
shit!
Wow. Yeah, I grew up in Vallejo and in San Francisco. I'm out by Stockton now.
Oh, dope. Yeah. No, it's funny growing up out here in the Bay. It's just, it's kind of easy, if you will, like being in a band as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
going to the Gilman, right? Like that. So anyway, yeah. No, I pretty much got forced at a young age, but I fell in love with it, So here I am.
and we all do comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, Garrett. Yeah, we all do comedy now.
Allegedly.
Okay, so sorry. Before I jump the gun, let's hear from Laura. Laura, are you there, Laura? All right, Laura. Well, go ahead and unmute Laura whenever you're ready. You can speak, and we'll hear from you. Until then, I'll just continue the conversation with the boys, and be outnumbered in comedy, which is normal, I guess.
Well,
But so for me, as much as like, yeah, my parents had me acting, singing, modeling, dancing, ballet, jazz, tap, acrobats, gymnastics, and musical theater from the ages of 5 to 10. So obviously, I did a lot of performing in front of family, relatives at my birthday parties, and somehow got money thrown at me. Where that money went, how do I know? But the story I was going to share was talent shows. Did you guys ever perform in any talent shows for your schools?
mm-hmm.
Jeff?
That'd be a negative.
No. Okay, Rev?
Yeah, that's actually where I did the Soul for Real dance. We performed in the talent show and we got second place. It was only because my other buddy couldn't keep in sync. Otherwise, we would have won it.
Joined in sync. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
And Garrett, any talent shows as a
Oh
kid?
yeah, I'm trying to remember them. I mean, like, because
Oh,
like
yeah,
I said,
that's right.
we went to like family camps and stuff. I did the high school stuff. I did like summer camps, and so yeah, no, I did. And I actually remember being when I was like 12, 13, trying to write my first jokes. You know what I mean? Like, and I only did it mostly at like the family camps and stuff. At high school talent shows, I was in a band. I was a drummer.
Okay, you're a band guy in high school. Okay.
Can people ask
So
questions
my
on
first
here?
talent show that I remember.
Joss, can you hear me?
What?
Can people ask questions on here? Okay, how do they do that? Because I'm getting people are asking how to ask questions. Do they hit the Q&A part or what?
Yeah, I was gonna do it at the end. I figured from 420
Oh, okay.
to 5 would be like us all just talking about, first time ever performing in front of people. Next week will be like the first time you ever performed comedy, or when you realized you were funny, or like that. So, but today's just like kind of like popping that like performance cherry stories. And so my story is like, I was either first or second grade, and my mom had me do the talent show as a solo performance to Flower Drum Song. I enjoyed being a girl, and I just remember being super awkward and weird, and there was a whole dance and stuff like that. I was wearing this like really. I was supposed to get pictures, but a really puffy, bright pink dress, like.
And how many times have you?
And then my parents had me sing over the song. What? What, Rep?
And how many times have you stripped to that song since then for somebody? Just for like the old days.
I can't say that I have, and I don't think that'd be like the ideal song to strip to.
Never heard it.
I mean,
but
sure. I actually could see a burlesque, like, ish performance. Are you familiar with the song "I Enjoy Being a Girl"?
Believe it or not, I'm not. No, I've never heard it.
You said you did a burlesque performance and you was in second grade?
No, my friend.
I'm like, how many pedophiles was in the audience throwing money at you?
How many pedophiles are in existence around in society? Okay, we don't even know. And I went to a Catholic school. Okay,
that means there was a lot of pedophiles in the audience.
Yeah, you should start there for county.
The Catholic school.
But they didn't want the little girls. Okay, I don't think so.
Hey,
Laura,
they can
if
pretend.
you're here, feel free to unmute and get on video if you want to join me in the voice. Or a cat, you're welcome to come up on stage too if you want to share as well. No, but so Reb was asking if I had ever stripped I enjoy being a girl, and I can't say that I have, but I could see it being burlesque. Like, I enjoy being a girl. I'm sure there's a lot of drag shows that have men dressed up as women.
That sounds reasonable.
Not Jeffrey. Dancing.
But I've been to Key
Well,
West.
okay, so the most embarrassing part of it was the most embarrassing part was that my parents didn't know how to get instrumental only. So basically, I was forced to sing over the actual music of yeah, exactly. So either they pre-recorded it or I did it live. I can't really remember, but Kat, you there? Laura? Ladies, I need some ladies.
Hey, my audio must be sure.
Kat, are you there? Can you unmute?
I have to get a lighter. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm gonna. How do I? So again, we're all learning together. This is a cherry popping episode, people. I don't know what I'm doing. I do know what I'm doing, but not really know what I'm doing. These are all my random comedian friends. I think they're all very funny, and this is hopefully entertaining. So, Rev, I can do this, and then cool. Kat, are you there? Laura, there? I need some female friend help here. I'm outnumbered by the boys.
Help!
Okay.
I can't tell
Well,
if
we have
it's
another 20 minutes. I was hoping to hear from the ladies. But I don't know. I feel like everyone, I don't know why I thought everyone was forced to sing or dance in front of their families at one point or another. I don't know why I thought that that was a normal thing. Clearly
No.
No.
No. See, I was babysat by jazz musicians.
What was that?
I was babysat by jazz musicians like Ramsey Lewis, and they'd have Charlie Parker that come to the house. So that was what I was around as a kid.
Oh, so they didn't need the kids to perform because adults were there to perform. Nice. I feel like Garrett is that's very on brand with Garrett's family.
Yeah, I get babysat at their rehearsals, so I would just sit there and watch them play. I played the drums from when I was 2 to about 15 years old.
Oh wow! Were you ever in a band?
No, I really didn't like playing that much.
I was gonna say it didn't take that long to figure out you didn't have rhythm, right? You just stopped liking it.
No, half of me had rhythm. The other half didn't.
Same.
What half? The left or the right?
The black half had rhythm. The white half didn't. What am I supposed to do? What?
Oh, in case you didn't know, Jeffrey Keller here. His Instagram handle is my mom's white. It's a fact.
Me too, bro.
I don't think
So
you guys
had
have
the
much in
same
common though.
experience.
I don't know about that.
Wait, Reb, did your mother ever force you into like dress up as a girl and do comedy at a young age?
At a young age?
Or at any age?
No.
Yeah, I feel like you had to think about that way too long.
No, my mom didn't force me to do
Oh,
anything.
Joelle's here. Hi, Joelle. Welcome, Janello. I forgot. I should say hi to the audience members, right? That's a good thing hosts do. Hello, Paula Lulu. Nice to see you. Woody, Lily, Mistress, Laura, and Kat. I mean, ladies, I'm just waiting for either one of you to unmute your microphone and join me and the boys in this conversation. I mean, Joelle, you're welcome to come up too if you have a story to show, because I remember Joelle's from Clubhouse. Ding. But
yeah, so is Chinello. So Chinello, Joelle.
Oh, Chinello too. Yeah.
I can't really see who else is. I sent out the bat signal to try to get people here. So, but it's Friday, so
I don't care. I like
Jocelyn.
honestly, like everyone here that's with me on stage. I absolutely like. I won't use the word adore because I don't want it to go to anybody's head. But I generally do find all of you very, very funny and hilarious. And, I'm just happy you guys could join me and help me pop this cherry because I was really nervous before because I was fully prepared to just sit here and talk about myself to myself with no one else around. So this is great. So I remember getting like performance anxiety as a kid. So basically, like I said, from the ages of 5 to 10, like I did a lot of this performance stuff. And then at the age of 10, I got into 5th grade. And that's when you could start playing sports at our school. So my mom may or may not remember this, but she told me that's the day I told her that I wanted to stop doing all that like kind of performances and focus on something else, which was become an athlete, is the day that I broke her heart. You know what I mean? But interesting enough, in hindsight, I probably should have stuck with the acting because being a 5'3" foot athlete was just not.
That's not a thing.
I mean, I had fun. Yeah, it's not a thing.
Well, yeah.
Jeff here is a stellar athlete. Jeff, how about you give us your little athletic background? Because I know you played sports.
Well, the reason I stopped playing the drums is because I had to make a decision, either play sports or be in the band. And so I chose to play sports. I was lucky enough.
At 15 in high school?
Yep. And so I was fortunate enough to get drafted in baseball by the Twins and get a football scholarship at Washington State University. And from there, I went to the Atlanta Falcons. So, so I played college and professionally.
Oh, nice.
My grandfather played for the Yankees.
Garrett, are you an athlete?
No, I only played. What's funny is I ended up wanting to do rugby, and I did that for a few years. I did baseball really young, and I don't know what it was. I think it was just like me being rebellious or something. And I was like, I'm not going to play baseball, play rugby. And so for some reason, I played that for a while, and I really liked it. But it's funny, I did the opposite of what Jeffrey did, where then when I got into high school, my parents made me pretty much buy, what I mean? Like, I had to buy my own stuff, and so I couldn't afford like everything, and they couldn't afford everything, you know what I mean? So I had to whittle it down. And I ended up picking.
Yeah, I was probably traumatized.
How about you, Rev? Any athleticism in your background? What was that, Jeff?
Yeah.
Because I was probably traumatized from the dress. That's why I wouldn't play football.
That's probably it. And then they slap you on your ass on the way to the locker room, and you're like, "Oh no!"
Well, hold up now. I'm not sure what football team you on, but no, we don't do all that.
No, I wasn't on that. I mean, I think it was a team. We didn't have helmets or anything, but we were in uniform.
So, Rev, any athletic performances in your history, background, past?
Yeah, my grandfather played for the Yankees back in the 40s, but I was a trash baseball player. I played basketball and football, but I had no scholarships or anything. I was way too into drugs and women and stuff
I was
like
gonna say
that.
bad things. I
By the
was gonna
time
say
high
bad
school was,
That sounds like the classic football and basketball player: drugs and women.
I was gonna say
Mhm.
right
start-
at home, you know.
it started out with HGH,
I can afford
Did
this
you like an
lifestyle.
episode of Basketball Diaries?
You was practicing
Yeah,
that
basketball.
lifestyle early.
I was. Yeah, that's true. Still practice it sometimes to this day. To be honest with you, not the sports part, but I mean, I can still hit a three.
Oh. No, yeah. So, like, for me, like, so, oh wait, do you guys have siblings? That's another question I wanted to ask. Rev, siblings? Yes or no?
I don't know.
I like
None that you know of. Okay, cool.
That's possible.
Yeah, I have a stepbrother, an older stepbrother, and a younger sister. Mhm.
Okay, cool. How about you, Jeffrey? Any
How
siblings?
about you?
Well, you know, my father's a jazz musician, so I got a bunch of half brothers and sisters. So.
This many, huh?
Yeah.
I love that.
Garrett?
Oh, I got 3 older sisters, and I also have a half brother.
Okay. All right.
Older or younger?
I have 2 older brothers.
All older. I'm the fucking baby.
Oh, okay.
The
I'm a
young
baby
one.
too.
Yeah, I got 4 above me.
So I have 2 older brothers, and it's so interesting. It's like I have always kind of been like the black sheep of my family. Like I was the only one my parents really forced me to like this like acting, singing, modeling, dancing thing as a kid. You know what I mean? And then they weren't making my brothers do any of that shit stuff, whatever, obviously. And then when I wanted to play sports, my brothers never expressed an interest in playing any kind of sports. And so here I was being the athlete, you know, of the family and stuff like that. So like now as an adult, it almost as adults, my brothers basically, I don't know their reasoning, but they kind of just fell into the typical Filipino stereotypes. My brother served in the U.S. Navy, became an engineer. My other brother became a male nurse. And then there's me, who doesn't necessarily know what they're doing. Or actually,
okay.
in a more real sense, like I'm the first in my family who's actually trying to be a self-employed entrepreneur. My family's first business and brand owner, and you know, I'm trying to get to start that generational wealth that everyone keeps talking about that my family doesn't have because I am the first generation born in the United States, and so I'm curious: what generations are you guys of your families born in the United States? Do you know?
I know who's going first. Yeah, I know. Well, first of all, so you're an anchor baby.
An anchor baby.
An anchor
I've never
baby.
heard that before.
That's what like ISIS does when they want to stay in the country. They come here and they have a child with somebody who's already here, just so they can solidify. Anyways, it's a long story.
Shots fired.
Funnily enough, it made sense actually. Okay.
No.
Okay,
I'm
Rev.
third generation.
Finish that
Third
thought.
generation. My grandparents are my mother's side are from Italy and Yugoslavia.
So you're third. Okay.
So,
Jeffrey?
yeah, they were Ellis Island and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, my father comes from a slave plantation, and my grandmother on my father's side is a full-blooded Choctaw Indian. So we're from here. So whatever that is, that's what it is.
OG.
Yeah,
That's
he
why
is
I'm mad all
of
the
the
time.
land. Okay, he is American of the land. And Garrett, you
That's why
white
I'm
boy, how
mad
about
all the
you? Do you know what
time.
generation you are?
I'm a great grandparent, so yeah, my grandparents were first born, in the United States, I guess. Like I'm a, so I don't know what that put me, third generation. But yeah, well, it's my great grandparents who immigrated,
Yep,
Okay,
same.
okay.
which I think puts me in a pretty like common place. I want to say that puts me like in a very common category.
Yeah, because the next
Yeah,
level up is a sketchy category.
yeah. You're not
If your
special,
great
okay?
grandparents,
No one
Yeah,
cares.
yeah, I'm like very just kind of,
You are the
suburban,
vanilla.
white, boring.
oh, thanks. Oh, wait, you talking to Garrett?
You're the vanilla and no bean. Okay. So all right. So
Well, you're
so
the
at 4:52, I actually wanted to do like little music breaks, but I think we're just gonna keep trucking on if you guys are still with me. Ladies, please tap in or unmic whenever you feel like interrupting me and these boys just jamming. But so
don't be
the other
scared.
question I want to don't be screwed. So performing now in front of people on
Yeah,
a stage. How comfortable are you with it? How much do you love it? Rev.
I'm comfortable with it as long as it's really about the crowd. Like I don't know, I get a vibe sometimes. Like if you have a bad crowd, it can be. And they say that there's no such thing as a bad crowd in comedy, but that's not true. There are crowds that are just trash, and it happens, But
There might be some
you
who
agree
beg
or
to
no?
differ with you. I don't know. Jeff, what do
Well,
you think?
What I
Hi,
think
Sonia.
about
Hi,
what
Hillary. Welcome.
performing. I'm always nervous before
Yeah.
I go on stage.
You're what?
Yeah, I'm always nervous before I go on stage. No matter if it's 1,200 people or if it's just two people. I think that's what drives the performance and drives the creativity.
I agree.
Garrett? Oh, wait, Garrett. I don't know
I'm
much
like
about Garrett. I know. What happened? What'd you say?
I've mostly done the majority of my performances as a musician for sure, and it's just been in the recent year or two that I've been on audio and chat and going down just this kind of road, and obviously I love it. But it's funny because like they're different. It's like when I'm going on stage for sure, when it's like something like live, I don't know if I'll ever not be anxious. It's like it's something that I've never cured that I can really think. I think the only time it really goes away is if I'm on a big gig where I'm doing 3 sets in a day or something, and then it's like, okay, sure, like it might be one of them kind of can sometimes be easier than another. And I will say, yeah, crowds can be an interesting aspect too. I mean, only way I could ever say it's been like maybe the wrong crowd or something is if you kind of just booked somewhere and you're like, wait a minute, am I supposed to be booked here? This seems out of place. But overall, I always get anxious, and I don't know if I ever won't. Yeah, it's just kind of the curse, but I've just kind of gotten used to it. And I just go with it, and then it just goes away. Yeah.
I feel like everyone should have some level of performance anxiety, but I'll tell you what though, I wrote my comedy origin story, which is probably what I'm going to share next week when we go into like actually performing comedy on stage for the first time. If you have that experience, what was that like and whatnot, and what really, again, like going into like when you realize that that's what you wanted to do, when you realize you were funny, like how many of us realized at a very young age that we were funny, and then I think a decent amount of us, thank you, or like where it's like you can be funny to your friends, but then like to make that actual to decide to make that transition or that like leap to like, okay, let's see if strangers are gonna actually, stranger danger, if they're gonna actually like, what I mean, what actually pushed you or drove you to the edge of that. But so yeah, so when I was writing my comedy origin story and talking about the first time, like I was gonna be my first comedy club gig was a bringer show, and and I remember just writing that like I don't remember being like overly nervous or scared. I just remember being the right amount of like anxious. You know what I mean? And stuff. So like, and I think anyone who does
Terrified.
performances on a professional level, like sports, even public speakers, I can imagine. Like, I'm sure Tony Robbins still gets a little nervous when he's like shilling to like God knows how many people. Rev, smallest crowd you've ever performed for and largest. Go.
Smallest, like 3.
Okay.
Largest, 400. A little over 400. And
Okay.
honestly, it's easier to do over 400 than to do 3.
I might be asking for some receipts next week. Just FYI. Okay. We don't want any
Okay.
cappers
Well,
on the podcast.
okay. Well,
Jeff, how about you?
well, here's the thing.
Wait.
If you book 400 more
Go ahead.
people right now, I'll perform in front of them again, so you don't need a receipt. How about that?
Okay. Hey, when I take my show on the road, who's coming with me? How about you, Jeff? Smallest crowd and biggest at any
Smallest,
age or whatever.
two or 3. Probably the biggest. I did a gig in the Bahamas at the Atlantis for the NBA Players Association, and there was probably about 1,200 people there. And then I would tour with Paul Mooney. We'd always have, sold out events, so that'd be about 400 or 500 people. So.
Wow.
That's crazy. Paul Mooney, you toured with Paul Mooney? Wow.
Yeah.
Love Paul Mooney.
Oh, homie, Paul knows it.
Yeah. So
I mean, nailed it.
Okay. So we'll get into that a little bit. How about you, Garrett? What's the smallest crowd you've ever remember performing for and the biggest?
I've definitely performed for the bartender and a patron for sure.
Yeah.
So somewhere in the 3 range for sure. I feel like everyone has. And I'm not sure what the exact number on the height is, but it's somewhere between, I've had at least a few 300 to 400 people playing in bands for sure and touring and stuff, and had them, from time to time, just depended on how they were booked. But yeah. And then as stand-up and this kind of stuff, it's probably like I performed probably the smallest one stand-up was with Aaron Arbor and one other person. So I performed for 2, which was really fun. And then maybe 25 or something for kind of just like talking and making people laugh and comedy and stuff on chat apps. So I'm a baby.
Really interesting. I mean, I'm a baby too. I'm fresh out of the comedy womb. Okay, like I'm still like a little baby Bambi trying to like walk out here, even though some would argue otherwise. But yeah, that got me thinking because like my parents had me performing in these dance recitals in front of like auditoriums full of people, And
Comedy or
but the
just
thing
dancing?
about when you do a dance performance, what?
Is it comedy or just dancing?
Just dancing.
But
the thing about when you're dancing, it's like you're part of a troupe. You can like, you kind of like, you kind of like can fade in the background, or if you're a good enough dancer, you're up front. But either way, like you're like, not all eyes are on you. So I feel like that kind of like changes things a little bit. You know what I mean? Definitely what Garrett was saying about like, the difference between performing in a band and being a solo performer. For me as a stand-up, honestly, like again, I don't think I've performed in that small of a setting. I definitely have done a show where like, and Jeffrey will know exactly what I'm talking about. Where like at the beginning of the show, it's like 30, maybe 20, 30 people, full show, like, and then by the end of the show, like 7, 5 or 7. But I think the thing that we all know about comedy is like you're just supposed to lean in. So what I do is like I just tell them like, hey, this is Darwin, Survival of the Fittest, and I just love a more intimate conversation. Yeah.
What was Jeff? What was it like performing? Like, I mean, you had to play sports in front of thousands and thousands of people, right? I mean, how did you overcome that?
Oh yeah.
Overcome what?
like performing in front of like thousands of people, like having to play.
Playing the
I
sport.
couldn't imagine having to play a sport in front of a stadium
Oh, packed
or
houses.
an arena.
Well,
Yeah,
it's like stand up, right? It's you're nervous, but once the ball snapped or once you say your first joke, it's really spiritual. It's once you get it off there, it's just like another person doing its thing. It's really not me.
you get
It's
used
kind
to
of
it,
like
huh?
an out of body experience.
Out of body experience.
Just
And
like
as a Native
comedy.
American, I believe that you actually do have that. I'm just kidding.
Same.
I mean,
All right, so it's
Paul
5
used to
o'clock.
say, yeah, Paul used to say, and I didn't get this till later on, that comedy is spiritual. And then as we would have conversations and talk about it, I finally got it. And basically, it's like we're the last speakers for the universe and really for the people. And it's our jobs to speak for them. And the universe is telling us what to say. We just have to be open enough to hear what they're saying instead of thinking about our next line or our next joke and not edit what they want us to say. And so,
Exactly.
as you get to that point and that level, it's very spiritual and very, very welcoming.
He's a really introspective guy already, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I'd shake his hands when I bring him on stage, and his hands would be sweating. So Paul was also nervous before he came on, and he's been doing it like 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think nerves ever go away. I feel like Kobe Bryant probably got nervous before every game. LeBron probably still does too. Michael Jordan, and like I feel
Paul
like that's what
Rubin.
makes you human.
He said Paul Rubin.
Hold on, sorry. Sorry.
Well, when I was in
I think
Atlanta,
that's why I think a lot of us. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to speak for everybody. Yeah, I mean, like having a beer definitely helps, or a cigarette. I don't smoke multiple cigarettes a day here. You know what I mean? I'm not like a regular smoker, but funnily enough, yeah, like there are times where I'm like, I'll see someone smoking a cigarette and I'm like, hey, they give me one of those really quick. I don't know, I need one of those.
That's another thing.
yeah, when I was with the
Vices. But,
Falcons,
Jeff, you were saying something?
now when I was with the
What were you
Falcons, I
saying?
remember our first game. I was surprised how many guys were smoking before the game, and I was like, I didn't know people smoked in the NFL, and they're
Yeah, it's like you
smoking.
don't smoke every day. You don't want to do that, but
No, but I'm
just
saying
before
they
you're,
were smoking.
once a
They were
month.
smoking cigarettes, right? I mean, 5 minutes before the
Oh,
game's gonna
cigarettes.
start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cigarettes. Yep. No, that's me. Like I'll totally I don't, smoke regularly at all, like in a like a normal smoker, but I will definitely I like a cigarette every once in a while for sure before a gig. Yeah, it's funny.
I mean, yeah, I met Jeff outside of these shows because I would go outside and I would just be like fucking puffing away with my friend Josh Beer at the time. Josh, who I think has maybe Josh will come on the show. As I start no, but yeah, any vices? Any vices, guys? Because I don't know. Like the same producer, Baca. Like his show was the first show I ever smoked before I went on stage, and I don't even remember how that went. But I guess it went okay. But
What do you mean?
like
Fucking can't.
like do you have to indulge? Do you feel the need to indulge in a vice before you perform? Is that part of like your coping mechanism for performance anxiety? Anyone?
Yeah, women.
I guess I just smoke a lot of weed normally, so it's really has nothing to do with performing. It's just like I smoke weed. But what's
Same.
funny about it is if I don't have it, I actually it doesn't really bother me. If anything, I just once I'm performing, it's just I'm in the zone. It doesn't matter. Everything kind of just goes away, and I'm just doing it. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, I've performed a multitude of times without cannabis with no issue of any. You know what I mean? I don't, especially if I'm on tour. Like back when I was on tour, you would go through Mississippi and Arkansas and going up to New York. Yeah, I didn't really want to have it. any. I was like, and we don't have any. Like, throw it out the van, guys. Like,
Jeff's nodding his head like he knows what you're talking about.
No shit.
You know what he's talking about, Jeff? Does that sound familiar?
It never bothered me when I played in like Illinois or Indiana and like didn't have it. Never thought about it. But I like it. Sure as hell like
I always
having
gotta
it.
have some of this. I always have a double shot before I get on stage every time. It's just the right amount. Just
But Rev, you said women.
4 shots, too much.
You indulge in women before you got to get a nut off before you get like you're like on stage. Is that what you're saying?
Every time?
I don't know. You said women.
Not every time. No.
Okay.
Like, there's been plenty of times where I've been celibate the whole day before I went on stage. So don't give me that shit.
Oh my gosh.
But
So
no, that was
that's
a
the
joke.
thing.
No, that.
I've yet to experience going on tour. That is something I've yet to experience. I definitely plan on having that experience soon. I mean, I am still like a Bambi, but I'm very like I don't know. I've asked lots of performers. Hi, Angel, welcome. And Lois, hey, about it, where it's like, I don't know. I guess it might just be my OCD, but I really want to perform in all 50 states of the United States at one point. And like, you know, Jeff, you've been doing comedy probably the longest out of anyone here. By no, nothing. But like, have you performed in all 50 states of the United States?
No, I performed in a lot of them. I'm not a big tour guy, only because it gets
Why is that?
tiring. I mean,
It's exhausting.
think about it. Like one time I went from California to New York to Alaska to Barbados, back to California. It was supposed to go up to Oakland. I'm like, dude, I don't even know what time zone I'm in. I'm good. I'm tired. You just get tired of living in hotels and going through airports, and it just gets it's not what people dream about, right? It's like when I dreamed about being in the NFL. The NFL wasn't what I thought it would be when I got there. It was totally different.
Really? How so?
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, because you get there and you see these guys playing, you see the game aspect, but you don't see the political aspect about it. You don't, it's business now. It's not just fun anymore. And that's why I didn't like pro football, because it made everything business wise. And I get it, but that's not why I played. I played because I love playing the game. And once they made it business for me, I didn't enjoy playing it anymore.
I'm still not getting the difference of what you're saying. What do you mean? What's this business side?
All right, so like comedy. Say you just like telling jokes, right? And now all of a sudden you sign with CAA, and they go, no, you got to do this, 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 and this. You're like, what? I got to talk about this. What? I can't say that. Wait, I have to do this. Now you're not being the creative person you want to be anymore. Now you're doing what they want you to do. That's the business aspect of it. And if you don't do it, you don't get paid.
Oh.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like CAA called me up and go, hey, we love you, but why don't you just tell jokes? Motherfucker, that's not what I do. You call me because you like what I do. Now you're going to tell me to be somebody else? I'm not Chris Tucker. I'm not going to stand up there and dance and shuffle and buck my eyes and do that shit. That's not what I do.
Okay.
Now, if you want a Paul Mooney-ish type guy, that's a totally different dude. You called me for a reason. Why are you trying to change what I do? That's the difference.
I guess
actually
for me,
my dad. It's funny. My dad actually, when I went to recording studio arts for 2 years out of high school. It's the only college I ever did actually, and he told me, no joke, he just straight up, I'll never forget it. I carried it with me, since my teenage years. He said, one day this will be a job and it really won't be fun anymore. Like, it's hard to say it verbatim, but like that is pretty much literally what he said is pretty close to verbatim. It was so interesting because I ended up learning it as an engineer recording bands. So I ended up finally like booking people to pay me. right? Like before it was like my friends and it was me and it was my band and right. And like, built up all the equipment and we put it all together. And then it was like, all right, I want to do this for a living. And all of a sudden, I had a bunch of 18-year-olds who wanted to do death metal screamo and scream in a microphone and come back in the booth. And they're like, hey man, like, is that any good? And I'm like, no, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just getting paid here. I don't even like this shit. Like,
That's crazy.
so I definitely know
Ugh.
that feeling. Like, I'm realizing, like, this is a job now. I must record this band and get paid. It's like, it doesn't matter if you like it.
Okay.
No, let me tell you. When I first started, I wrote this script, and I turned down $250,000 on the script because they wanted me to change. It was a jazz, place, and a racial script, and they wanted me to make it all white and rock and roll. And I said, I'm not doing that because I'm an artist,
Elvis already did that.
right? So, because I'm an artist. So this year, I get a script. They go, we want you to change it like this, knock 14 pages off, make these challenges. I'm like, okay, because I'm no longer an artist. I'm just a guy that's creating content.
Mm.
And if I want to get paid, then just create the content that they want.
I mean, that's why there's such a big market for ghostwriters, right? Like people that just write behind the scenes. Like a good example, like Ludacris, he wrote all of Dr. Dre's verses for 2001, Chronic 2001.
Really?
A lot of people don't know that, but they leaked the tapes or somebody leaked the tapes, and you heard Ludacris rapping all the lines.
But then they'll pay you, like they're like this script.
Millions.
They'll pay me not to use my name. So they say, well, okay, we'll give you extra 100,000, and I get the credit for it. And you're like, well, okay, fuck it, take it, give me my money.
Mm-hmm. But you cannot changing the race would change the whole script. So.
Right, that's why that jazz thing was so. You just changed the essence of the script. But I should have took the 250.
Yeah, you should. Take the money and run, my friend. Okay. Nah.
I think it'd be good as in an interracial jazz story.
Oh no, I'm gonna make it. I still have it in my computer.
You heard it here first, people. Fireside Chats, our live storytelling. So it's just so crazy hearing again, like clearly all three of you, and ladies, please, maybe next time they'll chime in on mic and join the conversation. So it's like clearly all three of you have way more performance experience than me, because like in terms of like performing the number of people and touring and all that stuff. And it's like, man, I refuse to believe that it's gonna stop being fun. I refuse to believe that like just because I start getting paid, all of a sudden I'm gonna start hating it. I don't know. It's crazy. And I have a friend who's a ghostwriter for the entertainment industry. And, he saw me perform once, like a couple months ago. And he's like, oh my God, Joss, you're going to be famous any minute now. Da, 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 da. And I was like, dude, I don't want to be famous. I just want to be successful. And by that, I just want to be able to afford a certain living doing what I love. And essentially doing what I love is making people laugh, entertaining them, and bringing people together. So I feel like I'll never lose the love for doing that. And I can or maybe I just need to learn the hard way or just live a little bit more or experience it, because I don't know, I guess being an entrepreneur or your own, what?
So you go in the club.
Like, I think what it really comes down to is you kind of end up learning how to do it in a way that you enjoy and make money. Like it does come, right? But there are some trials and tribulations for everybody.
It's a dopamine rush. When you get that, when you make everybody laugh and when you're on stage, it's like you can't match it. There's nothing in life that matches that. I don't care.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with working for it. If anything, it actually kind of brings balance to it, And you should have to work for it. But it is one of those things where you do have to balance your artistic craft sometimes against the books, depending on what your art is also a big thing. Like I think with comedy, if you're writing your own comedy, you're putting yourself out there, you're hustling, it definitely is a lot easier on you as an artist. And then, like I think Jeffrey brought up, it's like if someone comes to you and they're like, yo, you're gonna sign this contract, or you're gonna be a writer for us, or you're gonna be a ghostwriter. That's where it gets very interesting, because most of the time, I mean, in my life, I've only spent, maybe 2 years being able to fully support myself, like off of just being a musician. Like most of the time I have reached into other departments, doing different things. And I've been able, that actually has worked out great for me. I really love it, because I've been able to just do more, really, and stay kind of like free as an artist, if you will. And yeah, it's just a balance, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you get offered a lot of money to do things, like Jeffrey was saying,
And I'm learning.
Yeah, so
like,
Jocelyn, if you
go ahead. Yeah. Let's hear it, Jeffrey.
Yeah,
Lay it
Jocelyn.
on
So
us.
if you do a gig, they're gonna give you $2,500 for the gig. All of a sudden, it ain't fun no more. Now it's business, because you get $2,500 to make people laugh for 45 minutes. Now the stakes are
And
totally different.
And if they don't laugh,
They always do.
So
Jeff giving me his classic.
Have proven your craft a little bit, right?
And then you gotta make sure you sell it out. You gotta make sure you sell it out. That's a big
one. If you're selling your own tickets, and especially when you're on the commission, sometimes you're actually like given a set of tickets, and you like literally have like a number you need to sell in a commission. That's how you get paid. It is actually something. I remember getting into that department, especially, and very interesting.
Yeah. I looked out.
Or if you lease the theater.
Gig without.
Yeah, dude, what's funny is when I started looking at the commissions on tickets, that's when I started looking into leasing certain places, because I discovered that it was better on the numbers. And I was like, well, shoot.
All right, guys, it's 5:18. I'm loving our conversation. What, Jeff? I'm going to do a closing. It's 5:18. We've filled and shared for an hour now. Yeah. I want to do last remarks, but no, again, I'm here, I'm chilling. I love all of you here. And thank you everyone else who's in the audience for joining us. If you want to, I'll keep, but I just want to respect your time. Okay, boys. I'm not trying to hold you to this, but again, Garrett, thank you for coming and stuff like that. And hopefully the girls will join us last time. But Jeff, what were you saying?
Nice to meet you, Garrett.
Nice meeting you. No, I'm just saying the pressure is, if you lease it, then the pressure's on you to fill it. Like if I go and I lease Hollywood Bowl, which a lot of entertainers do, well, now they got to fill it, or they're gonna lose money. That's pressure.
Every show's a bringer show, guys.
I told you that a long time ago.
I'm good at promotion.
I know.
So if you're ever in Northern California, let me know. You too, Jocelyn. You too, Garrett.
I know.
Oh, wait.
But yeah, so anyways, so this was
doing a show in about 10 minutes.
What?
No, nothing.
Oh. So anyways, so yeah, I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank the speakers for joining me in this conversation. This was live storytelling and shilling, comedians and friends sharing stories. And I've always said that learning is earning, and as the newest noob on the chain, I'm definitely learning. And real quick, and this is just for future shows. Web3. Do you know anything about it, Rev?
Don't wanna.
Don't want it? How about you, Jeff?
I have no idea what it is.
Garrett?
Oh no, I'm deep in it. I'm very deep.
We're gonna lose Jocelyn to Web3. I know. I could tell. Crypto.
So I'll end with this quick shill. So my story is, as most of you guys know, as I started doing stand-up sitting down on Clubhouse, audio only. And then when Clubhouse made houses, and that's where everyone hides and do their social audio crack, I made the jump to Twitter Spaces, which is basically a lot of NFT, crypto, and Web3 stuff. And now it's me being a performer and comedian, people want me to launch an NFT, and they're hoping that if I can do it and find success in doing it and, making an income off of doing what I love and being funny, then I might be able to help, or I might open up the ideas to others. And so I'm just trying to get a gauge as to knowledge or skepticism. But anyways, this has been
It's
a
a
little
volatile
fun.
market right now.
You're not going to let the audience ask questions? They might have stuck around for
I
that.
know we're supposed to do that like at 5. Okay, so yeah, if I know there's supposed to be a chat, and like,
Thank you, Jeff.
where's the chat? Is there a chat? If you have a question, feel free to raise your hand. And like, I guess if you go to the bottom right again. So this is my first time doing this on this app.
Mistress Alyssa said, she said, "What a fascinating room. Everybody is so unique." Thank you, Mister. If you hit the thing that says Q&A, that's I think where you ask questions.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So yeah, my favorite color is green. I'm just gonna, assume I know what the next question is gonna be. I like walks on the beach. I like steak. Big hip hop fan. And single. And
no one cares about your
About
ASL.
it.
Okay, you don't even speak well.
It's
I thought it was
turned
on mute,
into a date nap. What happened?
This is not shoot your shot. Okay, quit it.
No, I'm trying to make content while people have time to ask questions.
I don't see any questions. This is my first time doing this. I was really nervous, but actually really excited because with being a content creator and a comedian, consistency is key. So hopefully you guys will join me next week for this. If not, it's cool. No worries. I'll sit here and talk to myself for an hour. No, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully next time the ladies will be able to chime in because I was just drowning in a sea of testosterone.
Social media?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, can we give
Rev,
it
where can we find you?
Social media.
Like, give us your handle.
Well, hit Jeff first.
Jeff. Ladies first. Just kidding. No.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, all those. My mom's white. That's my handle. MYSWHITE. My mom's white.
Cool. Garrett?
Yeah, I'm pretty much just on Twitter at Garrett Laughs _ is where you'll find me the most.
Sweet. Mr. Rev?
My mom's also white. That's not my Twitter handle. I was just trying to relate to Jeff because he seems like an interesting dude. You can check me out on YouTube at the Rev TheeRev. Listen to the Yeah So podcast if you want to make an ass out of yourself. Listen in headphones if you don't, and catch me on Clubhouse if you can.
And I have
How about you, Jocelyn?
been your Bambi host. You can find me on most, if not all, social media platforms as Laugh with Jocelyn. The only one that you can't is Twitter because Laugh with Jocelyn is 16 characters. So on there, I am Funny Jocelyn. So yeah, laughwithjocelyn.com. Definitely. And again, I can't reiterate how grateful I am for you guys being here with me and helping me through this first time experience. Oh my God, I popped my cherry with you boys. Ew. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.
Thanks for
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Jocelyn.
Thank
nice to meet you guys.
Nice meeting all y'all. Garrett, Rev, nice meeting you guys.
Yeah, nice meeting you too, Jeff.
Well.
Yeah, take it easy. I don't know how this ends, so I'm just going to sit here and look